Alright, g'day everybody. So today I'm just going to be feeding this potted banana tree. It's hard to see behind the pigeon pea, but all that's going to be getting cut back and used as chop and drop. So I've had it for about a year, and I've just been, putting down mulch and fertilizer, and I will be adding a bit more fertilizer to it today, but I'm mostly just going to add some of my homemade compost, and then I'm going to put a few things down as a chop and drop mulch, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm just taking a bit of comfrey here, so I forgot to press record, and we're going to use this along with some pigeon peas as chop and drop. Alright, so I've just got this pile of compost over here. It's a bit of a shady spot, so it doesn't really heat up, I don't think. It's more of a cold compost pile, but what I'm looking for is some of these worms as well. As many of them as I can find. So it won't matter that it's not really finished breaking down, because the worms in there should continue to help break it all down as we go. So this is mostly just kitchen scraps and grass cuttings and stuff like that. And it's been sitting here for about 6 months or more, getting added to it every other day. So there should be plenty of fertility in here, and that'll help. The worms and everything will help break down all the chop and drop that we're going to be putting on the top as well. What is it? So I don't need heaps of that. I keep the bigger chunks out, but I just want a sort of half a bucket's worth. Alright, so here's my unfinished compost, full of worms, if you can see them. And just cover that back up. I'm actually going to come and pinch a few of these little tomato seedlings that have popped up in the last few days, and see if I can grow some in the winter again. Alright, I'm just going to start by just dumping this compost in here. Just sort of spread it out around the base of the tree. Plant, not really a tree, I suppose. That's pretty good. And then I'm going to start adding chop and drop. So these are the comfrey leaves here. And basically, you just want to grab them, cut them into small pieces as you go. It might be easier these with a pair of scissors, so don't do that. Alright, so top it with all your comfrey, and then we'll move on to this pigeon pea here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, so I've got the comfrey put down now. I'm just going to add a handful of this organic fertilizer, just because it is sort of due for a feed anyway. And then I'll start cutting back this pigeon pea, and we're going to just layer that all across the top, just as you would with any other kind of mulch, really. Alright, so just start cutting off branches, and I'll collect them, and then I'll cut them all up at the end. Because again, you do want them to be in smaller pieces than that, just so that they have a better chance of breaking down a bit quicker. Alright, I'll keep doing this and then I'll come back once it's all cut up. So you can see I left a little bit of it alive, just so it will come back again. But yeah, we're going to lay that over the top. And you don't have to use comfrey and pigeon pea. I mean, you can use pretty much any kind of legume plant is full of nitrogen. So bush beans, climbing beans, peas. You can even use dandelions and whatever you've got around the yard. If all you've got is grass, you can see I've got a lot of it at the moment. You could always just cut that and put that on top as mulch, and it will still break down. So I've got a big pile of pigeon pea cuttings here, so I'm just going to go cut these up similarly to what I did with the comfrey and layer it over the top. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. If you did have sugarcane mulch, you could probably put another layer of sugarcane mulch over the top if you wanted to. The only thing I would have liked to have added is some wood ash, but I don't have any. And that'll just help with the pH. But yeah, I'll need to make a fire before I have any wood ash. So. That's pretty good. Doesn't have to be perfect. You just want all this ground to be covered up, and then we'll water it in, and then all those worms and all the microscopic bacteria can go to work on breaking that down and turn it into food for the banana. Alright, so we're finished. We've just given that a bit of water. Oh, look out. There's a little baby snail living in here. Okay, somewhere else. So yeah, we put down a thick layer of that. It's like 2 inches thick, up to my top of my knuckles there in some spots. So hopefully that'll all break down, go to feeding the banana, and hopefully it won't die off again this winter. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.